Yeah, headed into the Stanford Cal Stanford weekend here during this tough stretch of 5 and 9 days. Um, Tough gut wrenching loss and last one UW, but we've got to bounce back, quick turn, and get ready for a Cal team that's playing well. Beat good Colorado team, and they've been very good at just competing the whole year. I watch them every chance I get when we are scouts. I try to watch a Cal game, so it'll be a good test for us.
Jamie, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I'm sure it's the same question you've been asking the training staff. Do you know an update on Isaac for Thursday?
I don't at this time. It's just his icing rehab and hopefully getting better, getting healthier.
Is it both ankles, or is it just one that's still bugging him from the USC game?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but he did roll both. One worse than the other, I think.
Just on the topic of Isaac, have you had any conversations with him and Tony about coming back next year, or is that an after the season thing?
It's definitely after the season, and needs to be trying to stay in the moment, enjoy this, right now, and try to get the most out of this as a team, and then worry about that in the spring. And it's a great option for them to have, and we'll see.
It really seems like over the last 4 or 5 games, or at least since the Oregon game, something has kind of clicked with Jazz, and he seems to have turned a really big corner. What was it that kind of maybe just a switch that turned, and all of a sudden he's kind of settled in and come into his own?
I think it's his makeup, who he is as a person, as a worker. You're just proud of guys like this that have stayed the course. I mean, there's no magic to it, but he's a true pro as far as he's always been good, a diligent worker, and I think that the hard work and just staying what you do, he's kept things simple and a little confidence going a long ways. And I heaped a bunch of praise on him before that game, just saying like he's always like his routine. He's in the first one in the locker room, before the 10-minute mark, and he just gets himself, and he's taking DNPs and it doesn't affect him. And he's really proud of the guy, and he'll be really successful whatever he does moving forward, and he's really playing well for us.
Talk a little bit about Andre. He was starting for a while, then had some nagging injuries. The 3 stopped falling for a little bit. Then he came back. He played against Washington, hit a couple big threes. How do you kind of see him playing into the future with where he kind of fits into your offense?
Yeah, I think Andre. I don't want to overreact. He went through a tough stretch here. He's banged up and played 8 out of 10 on the road. He's a freshman, started a lot of minutes, and I think he's a guy that can be a point forward, so to speak. Because he can handle the ball, and his playmaking hasn't shown up as much. But I think he's probably had more on his plate than he should, being a freshman. But he's just a freshman, so and he's a really hard worker. He's really, and what gets him out there is he defends his position well, he rebounds very well, and he's a good ball handler. So the other pieces will come, I imagine, in time.
And then how is Jefferson's rehab coming along? And is there any chance we see him at the end of this year, or is he completely for next year?
God, I wish. It'd be nice. We're a little thin on the backcourt, but no, I think he's fine. I think he's fine on the rehab. It's usually a 6-month, I think. Longer. 7 months. Jeez, Ben tells me 7. Did in November. So yeah, hopefully back for the summer where he can go full tilt. But he can do a lot of stuff right now, just no contact. So that he's shooting the ball, and he can run and lift, but not probably obviously curtailed to the shoulder. But as far as I know, everything's going well.
It was a torn labrum, right?
I'm not sure. It's around there, or his rotator cuff in there. A lot of stuff going on in there. There's a funky word for it. I forgot.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Best of luck this week.
All right. I'm trying to remember what the thing is.
Theo, go ahead.
You mentioned playing five games in 9 days. How do you think the team's kind of stamina and endurance is holding up right now in the middle of this?
I think mentally it's good, considering. Physically, just being a young team and a little thin in the backcourt, I'm concerned there. And more so that, we had to put the Colorado game in the middle of the week and then jam the Washington game in there. We just haven't had – normally you get 2 1-week breaks in the league. I think that's how it works when you have the Washington game. And those are good recovery times. So being so young and I think we're 1 game shy, and with that break, and hopefully getting Arizona State up here, but I think we're probably ahead of everyone as far as getting our games in. But I don't know if that's physically been an advantage for us and mentally for the coaches. I mean, it's tough. We played on Sunday, just kind of powering through all this stuff, but definitely concerning.
You guys are hoping to get ASU up in Pullman for that last week before the tournament?
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, that's the hope. I'm not holding my breath, but that's the hope.
What adjustments do you guys kind of need to make offensively if Isaac isn't playing this weekend and or just Thursday, for example? And then what do you guys need to do offensively to kind of be more efficient, be more fluid playing without him?
Yeah, no, we were better second half. We got to take care of the ball, make sure we get shots, and obviously our strength is in our inside guys and play inside out. And we turn the ball over way too much trying to feed the post, and people are going to take that away. But we got to get better there. But Deshaun, F.A., put it inside. And we'll have a little more shooting probably, or I should say that we lose a lot in Isaac, but we're going to have to put shooting around there. And, like Jazz been playing well, and Andre banged a couple, and with DJ, we got to get him looking the basket more. But that's what I imagine we'll have to do.
How do you guys kind of preach ball security in practice as far as is there kind of any type of punishment for turning it over so many times, or what do you guys do in practice to ensure that gets better?
Well, we got a push-up, sit-up regimen because our legs are a little tired that we'll be implementing today. We were good at it last year, and some of it was we played small a lot. But just old school push-ups. But we need to find out a new way. We got to take care of the ball.
Looking at Kyle, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
We're just, like I said, we knew we were a little thin in the backcourt and young youth, a lot of youth.
Cal's going to be a different team with Matt Bradley this time. What kind of changes about them, and how you kind of scout them? They're obviously coming off a pretty good win against Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a good team with him for sure, because I think he's one of the best scorers in the country. I mean, I think he's 9th in usage, and he doesn't need a screen. He doesn't need anything. He just needs the ball in his hands, where he's just what they say, can score at all 3 levels, gets to the foul line, can make threes off the catch or off the dribble. Really tough cover. So it'll be a team effort. Try to slow them down. You're not going to stop them, but you're going to have to slow them down, make them earn it. And, that's something we didn't do with Sahonis and Stevenson last game, that they individually beat us off the dribble and really won the game.
And then also going ahead to Stanford on Saturday. So probably looking at Cal a little bit more now, but what do you guys need to do to kind of better prepare for Stanford and change the result of that game?
We've got to do a better job in DeSilva. That's been really tricky for a lot of people. We made some shots down there, got us in that game, and we've got to execute. If we can get in that situation, execute better down the stretch. It's been a couple games that we haven't been able to get opportunities or play with the SC game and that Stanford game on the road were 2 that come to mind. Were the last mini game or last 4 minutes of the game. We got to do better there. But they're a little different team. They're playing. I don't know. I think they're close to full, all their guys back.
Is there any expectation to possibly have parents at the games this week? I know a few teams up here have kind of opened things up. I think Gonzaga is allowing 200 people. Have you heard anything about that?
I think there's a possibility we will be on the same deal at 200 people with family and friends, maybe. I don't know, 200. They'll be welcomed.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Anything else for Coach? Going once? Oh, Jamie, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I forgot to ask this earlier. You talked earlier in the season you weren't sure about Deshaun's conditioning and that, because he'd missed time leading up. Has he kind of surprised you with how far along he's gotten to this point where he's really one of your top scoring threats in the post?
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's rare to have a freshman that can do that. We identified it with our team probably 6 games into the season, and just said, I think we have good bigs. And I said, FA can stretch the floor. incredible offensive rebounder, incredible defensive rebounder, pick and roll, pop, and do a lot of things. And then Deshaun is a low post scorer. And just looking down the road, and Bo was a great rim protector, and Brant's kind of combination of all those, and he hadn't had a chance to play. But I just kind of so our team knew, like, and give him some confidence. And he's really delivered. And as you know what, the conditioning hasn't showed up as much, or he's played himself into shape where he's he can stay out there. He played 30 minutes, I think, against USC, and that's really rare for a freshman that size to be able to do that.
And then just on the topic of Deshaun, have you guys been trying to work with him a little bit to try and just stretch his jump shot just a little bit further to where he can be a threat from 10 to 12 feet?
He's made last couple games, I think, that and I think that's just kind of natural progression. And, I've seen him since he was a sophomore in high school, and he's got good perimeter skills, and he was, willing to shoot those. I think that's just that's the next step maybe. And it's already showed up because, people are playing their bigs and he can stretch them out. And, I just think there's a lot of room for growth there.